It's been a number of years since Nanci Griffith has been back here. And it wouldn't feel like a reunion without her. We'd like to please make welcome Electra recording artist Nanci Griffith and the Blue Moon Orchestra.
Good evening, Telluride. Come home late and you come home early. You come home big when you're feeling strong. You come home straight and you come home girly. Sometimes you don't come home at all. Sing it if you know it, and what in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You're broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're out there running just to be on the run. Now I got a heart that burns with a fever, and I got a worried and a jealous man. How can a love that would last forever? You left so far behind. Sing it to your last days. What in the world's come over you? Now what in heaven's name have you done? You're broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're lonely. You're out there running just to be on the run. It's a mighty mean, dreadful sorrow. It's crossed an evil line today. How can you ask about tomorrow when you ain't got one a word to say? Sing it to your ex now. What in the world's come over you? What in heaven's name have you done? You're broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. Lonely. You're out there running just to be on the run. Last chance, and what in the world's come over you? And what in heaven's name have you done? Broken the speed of the sound of loneliness. You're just lonely. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run. You're out there running just to be on the run, my hun. Thank you kindly. We want want to send this next song out to a gentleman who, if it weren't for him, we would have never gotten here to Telluride, because yesterday we spent 3.5 hours sitting on a tarmac in Chicago, and by the time they could get us on to Denver, it was too late to catch any flight to Telluride, and all the flights are booked, as you know, for the weekend. So we had this wonderful, wonderful flyer by the name of Bob, who flew up to Denver and picked us up and brought us back to Telluride. All thanks to Sally and Craig Ferguson, and to Sam the Man Bush. To Bob the Flyer. Was a flyer for the Air Force on a plane in San Antonio. I was traveling to London. He was going off to Buffalo. Changing lanes in Pittsburgh. We got grounded in a storm. Hey, la 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 la. I would give anything to be on that flyer sign. La 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 la. Now we played the cards, mostly blackjack, as we sat out on the tarmac, and we sang the songs we knew in Spanish, as we both loved the songs of flying wise, and even heard me on the radio. I'd seen the flyers in San Antonio. Yeah, la 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 la. Now I would give anything to have that life for my own. God bless the flyer, be flying on the night. Yeah, la 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 la. 'Cause I would give anything to see that life flying tonight. He said he'd never marry, 'cause his heart was in the clouds. Hey, I said I was too clumsy, that I broke the wings of the loves I found, and he shouted out his name to me as I ran to make my flight. Oh, la 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 la. I would give anything to see that flyer flying tonight. I watched the war in London, in an airport leaving London, and I wondered would I know him if I saw his wing in motion. Did I leave my heart in Pittsburgh in the lightning of that flight? Hey, la 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 la. I wish that you could tell me now, will I be flying home tonight? I've always thought that songwriting was more of a gift of knowing when to stick your hand out the window and catch a song when it was flying by, as opposed to being any kind of gift of intelligence or talent. But I had one song that took me, because normally my songs would come to me within a matter of minutes, and then boom, you know, it's like I just happened to stick my hand out the window before Harlan Howard did, or Paul Brady, or, you know, whoever. But this next song took me 4 years to write, and I would work on it at sound checks, and the band wanted it to get finished, and it never could get finished. And finally, it took working on my last album, Blue Roses from the Moons, and Sonny Curtis from the Crickets coming and sitting down next to me on a sofa and saying, I sure would like to sing harmony on that song you've been working on for 4 years. And we sang the chorus, and he sang this beautiful harmony, and then our juvenile in the Blue Moon Orchestra, Doug Lancio, came and sat down with me on the sofa with Sonny and played the most gorgeous guitar solo that had ever been played on any song of mine. And the song was finished. So now that I've laid that wonderful and humble responsibility onto you, Mr. Lancio, I think this song took the longest and will always remain my favorite. And it's a little song from the Blue Roses album called Not My Way Home. I know you believe in miracles and that this love will come back around. Yet I know you believe the grass is growing across this winter to the south of this town.
I
Thank you. Doug Lancio. Juvenile, excellent. More vocal in my monitor. More vocal. You ready, Ron? Don't wanna be standing here with this ticket for the southbound way. I've been here before, somehow this doesn't feel the same. And talk is cheap, so we could talk all night long, and we may never figure out just where love went wrong. Don't wanna be standing here and I don't wanna be talking here and I don't really care. And there's love won't fly on its own free will. It's gonna catch that outbound plane. The old folks say that love is not forever anymore because the young people walk away from love alone, peace and floor. And young or old, I say that love is still the same, and you may walk away from love, but you'll forget to kill it. Don't wanna be standing here and I don't wanna be talking here and I don't really care. And there's love won't fly on its own free will. It's gonna catch that outbound plane. Two lonely hearts in this airport. No, ain't neither cares where that other heart is going. But if love won't fly on its own free will, it's gonna catch that outbound plane. That frown you're wearing, sister, yellow turned upside down. Where is the laughter we once shared, big and love can be found? These broken wings don't leave me here, stand my ground. You can hear this singing that lonely blank is flying out now. Don't wanna be standing here and I don't wanna be talking here and I don't really care. And there's love won't fly on its own free will. It's gonna catch that outbound plane. And there's love won't fly on its own free will. It's gonna catch that outbound Thank you. This next song is a song that we have a second volume to my 1993 album, Other Voices, Other Rooms. Comes out in July, late July. And this is a song that we recorded with the Crickets and Rodney Crowell. And it's a song that was co-written by Rodney's former father-in-law. And it was written by Johnny Cash and his brother, Roy Cash Jr. At my door, the leaves were falling. A cold, wild wind will come. The sweethearts walk by together, but I still miss someone. Well, I go out on a party, look for a little fun, but I find a dark gonna get Mr. James Hooker, Mr. Amazing Rhythm Aces himself over on the keyboards here to help me out with this next song.
I have creditors in the audience. Oh, shit.
Ready to get on the train. Oh, the city lights make your brown eyes shine. We gotta look real hard to find a reason to cry. New York, New York is a friend of the traveling kind. And I'm coming around from years of hard times. He's chased me down to the years and the miles once. Still by love, he was bound to roll on by. And if you feel my love won't leave you, and if your sorrow has been your share, if you are traveling back to Georgia, won't you take me with you there?
Well, I'm long gone, darling, lonesome blue. I've been thinking about leaving, I've been thinking about you. But the big city's singing, man, I like the way that it shines. I was half a mile from Canada, waiting on a train, wondering and wishing I could disappear again. And they killed my love, then they takes me to the end of the line. And if you be, my love won't leave you. And if your sorrow has been your share,
If you are traveling back to Georgia, won't you take me with you there? Well, I've been troubled by love untrue. He's a fool who would drown in a fountain of youth. I can see that now as I'm walking and talking with you.
I've been blinded by the sun, washed as it rains, scattered in America, I'm scattering again. But if you're going south, darling, I guess I'm traveling with you. And if you be, my love won't leave you.
And if your sorrow has been your share, if you are traveling back to Georgia, won't you take me with you there? If you feel my love won't leave you, and if your sorrow has been your share, if you are traveling back to Georgia, won't you take me with you? Take me with you, James.
back to Georgia, Georgia. No, 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 no. Hey,
Won't you take me
Georgia, Georgia, Georgia,
Thank you. James, you still got some vocal cords, or the altitude get to you?
What altitude? I'm fine.
One of the things we love about coming to Telluride is that as we're driving up the mountain, we see these flowers on the side of the mountain that grow in only other places are Norway and South Texas. And in Norway, they call them lupids. I think I don't know what you call them here in Telluride, Colorado, but in South Texas, we call them bluebonnets along the Gulf Coast Highway. Gulf Coast Highway, he worked the rails, he worked the rice fields with their cool dark wells, he worked the oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. The only home we've ever known is this old house here by the road. And when he dies, he says he'll catch some blackbird's wing. He will fly away to heaven from some sweet blue bonnet spring.
She walked the springtime when I was home. The days are sweet, the nights were warm. The seasons change, the jobs have come, and the flowers fade. And this old house felt so long when the work took me away. And when she died, she says she catch some blackbird's wing, and she fly away to heaven come some sweet blue bonnet spring.
And Highway 90, the jobs are gone. We tend our gardens and we'll set the sun. It's easy, only place on earth where bonnets grow. And once a year they come and go at this old house here by the road. And when we die, we say we'll catch some blackbirds of eight, and we will fly away to heaven from some sweet blue bonnet spring. Yes, when we die, we say we'll catch some blackbirds of eight, we will fly away together from some sweet blue bonnet spring. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Nancy.
This life is filled with wonder, and this life is full of days not spent. Oh, I cannot help but ponder just what really wants that land. But everything is coming up roses. Hey, when I'm pushing up daisies, they'll want roses anyway. Yeah, everything is coming up roses. It's coming up roses. I've got a heart bent on confusion. I'm punch drunk straight half the time. I'm feeling watered down and diluted, but still this weather's holding back. And everything is coming up roses. Hey, when I'm pushing up daisies, they'll want roses anyway. Yeah, everything is coming up roses. it's me that does the leaving, or a love that flies away. And the moon outside my window looks so lonely tonight. There is a chunk out of its middle, big enough for an old fool to hide. Now where are the dreamers that I used to know? We used to linger beneath street lamps with our halos in the smoke. Then the wing and the wheel came to carry them away. Now they all live out in the suburbs, where their dreams are in their children playing. Hey James, do you wanna play? There's a pale sky in the east, all the stars are in the west. Here's to all the dreamers, may our open hearts find rest. 'Cause the wing and the wheel, they're gonna carry us along, and we'll have memories of company long after the songs. The song, yes, so long and sweet dreams now. From the back streets of old East Austin to the shores of Donegal, to the coast of San Diego, all the way to Seattle, back again, back down the highway from Utah mansions, all the way to Colorado, back out to China, and it's wing and wheel, Buenos Sueños. From a small child on the back streets of East Austin to the mountains of Telluride, Buenos Sueños tonight. Thank you kindly. This next song of mine was written in 1985 for two of America's greatest jewels of American songwriters and voices in folk music. One of them, the late Kate Wolf, and the other, the very alive and well and kicking and spitting Miss Rosalie Sorrells, singing like a mockingbird. Today is Rosalie Sorrell's 65th birthday. She's in Boise, Idaho. She's just coming through the tail end of a struggle with breast cancer. So as we sing this song for her, want to bring down Kate Wolf's spirit, although Kate always disagreed with this song because even though it was written about the two women's life stories combined, the vehicle that Kate used to leave a very abusive husband in was a Dodge. And she always wished that I had made this vehicle a Dodge. But for anybody who ever needed a vehicle leaving the curb, this one's yours. Well, she drove west from Salt Lake City to the California coastline. She hit the San Diego freeway doing 60 miles an hour. She had a husband on her bone. She had 5 restless children. And she was singing as sweet as a mockingbird in that 40 gun online. She is the soul of the earth. She is straight from the bosom of the Mormon church with a voice like wine, cruising along in that 40 gun online. Now her husband was a gambler. He was a Salt Lake City rounder, and he built the golden cage around his silver-throated wife. So many nights he left her crying with a cheating man is a liar. But his big mistake was in buying her that 40 kind of line. And she gets sold to the earth. She gets straight from the bosom of a Mormon church with a voice like wine, cruising along in that 40 gun line. Woo! Dodge! You're gonna buy yourself a brand new Mercedes-Benz. Happy birthday, Rosalie! Thank you kindly. First time I heard this next song, I was about 14 years old, and my father had taken me to hear a young man play in Austin, Texas. And on the way there, he told me that this person we were going to hear was the greatest folk songwriter that my native state had ever given birth to. And that was only because Woody Guthrie was actually born in Oklahoma. We got to the show, and this songwriter had just written this next song, and it was all about a young woman named Caroline, and my middle name is Caroline, and having been given the spiel on the way to the show that my father gave me, when I heard this man call my name, I paid attention, and the words of his song saved me many a time in my life. And all the Carolines, to all the Carolines, God bless them. God bless the memory of Towns Van Zandt. Name she gave was Caroline, daughter of a miner, and her ways were free. Yet it seemed to me the sunshine walked beside her. She came from Spencer across the hill. She said her paw had sent her, 'cause the cold was low and soon the snow would turn the skies to winter. She said she'd call to look for work, and she was not seeking favors. For a dime a day and a place to stay, she would turn those hands to labor. Times are hard, Lord, jobs are few, all through Tecumseh Valley. She'd ask around, and a job she found tending bar, just as Sally. Now she saved enough to get back home. Spring replaced the winter, but her dreams were denied, 'cause her poor had died. The word had come down from Spencer. Out on the streets with all the lust inside her. It was many a man returned again, lay him set beside her. Beneath stairs led to gypsy sands. In her hand when she died, there was a note that cried, "Very well, take home to the valley."
Name she gave,
It will always be Caroline,
she was a daughter
daughter of a
miner.
and her ways were free. Yet it seems to me the sunshine still walks beside her. Thank you. I'd like to introduce all the Blue Moon Orchestra. For those of you who don't know them, this band is 11 years, almost 12 years strong and still going. Over here on the On the electric guitars. What all are you playing over there? We never know. The juvenile of the Blue Moon Orchestra from Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. Doug Lancio. Back on the bass and the cello and beautiful harmony vocals, picking up the Cuban end of the Blue Moon Orchestra, Mr. Ron De La Vega. Back on the drums, a founding member of the Blue Moon Orchestra from a place that is the center of the universe, a little place called Hemel Hempstead, England, Mr. Pat McInerney. And the matriarch of the Blue Moon Orchestra from Aspen, Colorado, your native daughter, Miss Lee Satterfield. Last but not least, our fearless leader, fearless he is, Mr. Amazing Rhythm Aces himself, from South Carolina, Mr. James Hooker. The Blue Moon Orchestra. All right, Doug, you ready? No, I'm not. Kick it off. This silence in my heart in a better place. I have traveled with your ghost now for so many years. That I see you in the shadows of hotel rooms and headlights, coming up beside me, whether it's a day or night. These days my life is an open book, missing pages. I cannot seem to find. These days your face in my memory is an a-folded hand of grace against these times. And no one's ever come between your memory and me. I have driven this weary vessel here alone. Will you still find me if I leave you here beside this road? 'Cause I need someone who can touch me, but no other. Someone who needs me like the air we breathe. These days my life is an open book, missing pages I cannot seem to find. These days your face in my memory is an a-folded hand of grace against these times. I can't remember where I left Toro. Maybe it's Fort Worth, maybe it's a heart of gold. The price of love is such a heavy toll that I've lived my life in the back roads with your love in my pocket. And if you spent the love you gave me, tell me where would it go? These days my life is an open book, missing pages I cannot seem to find. These days your face in my memory is an a-folded hand of grace against these times. These days your face in my memory is an a-folded hand of grace. You are a folded hand of grace. You are this folded hand of grace against hard times.
When I was, I guess, about 12 or 13 years old and growing up in West Texas, I had been so heavily influenced by the music that my father listened to, which was that of the Weavers and the Almanac Singers and traditional music and the songs of Stephen Foster, and by my own rebellions of listening to Buddy Holly and the Crickets and all of the West Texas Dust Bowl rock and rollers and the Everly Brothers. And then one day I was listening to my radio and this voice came on the radio, and it was like nothing I had ever heard. It was like this big velvet cloak that could come and just wrap itself around you, and it was so foreign and so exotic. Of course, when I tell you who it was, Pat McInerney won't think it was too foreign. But it was the voice of Sandy Denny in Fairport Convention. And there have been very few singers that, throughout the years, that struck me that way. Real singers. Real singers. And I've had the honor and pleasure of not only being friends with one of those real singers from the earth, voice like Sandy Denny, be friends with and have her record my songs. And she let me come out and sing harmony with her today. Please welcome to the stage to help me out with this next song, the voice of Mara O'Connell. This is that song that I heard on the radio from Fairport Convention and Sandy Denny, and you'll know it immediately. It's on our second volume, Other Voices 2, A Trip Back to Bountiful. And Mara is going to channel, you're channeling Dolores Keane. Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving. How can they know it's time for them to go? Before the winter's fire, I will still be dreaming
up went out. And then the birds will spring again. I have no fear of time. So now, how my love grows. Oh, love, where the time Miss Mara O'Connell.
I did the wrong song. I'm sorry.
Let's do a cross. Please welcome out two more great singers. Great singers. Also great players. Peter Rowan and Emmylou Harris. We hope you'll sing out, join in, sing along as loud as you wish, because we're out here across it. Kate Wolf's Across the Great Divide. Wait a minute, my capo was on. Well, I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say, 'cause I just turned around and they're gone away. And I've been sifting through the layers of dusty books or faded papers. They tell stories I used to know. Oh, it was one that happened so long ago, and it's gone away. Yesterday, now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Now I heard a calling, oh softly, yes, the night was falling.
is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. And it's when the darkness rolls away, and it's gone away. Yesterday, now I find myself on a mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide, and it's gone away. Yesterday, now I find myself on a mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Thank you. I have a grandmother who just turned 101 on Easter, and she says that this next song may not be the prettiest song that I've ever written, but it's the most important because it let her know that I was paying attention as a child. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us that there are no bad babies born upon the face of this earth. All babies are born good. It's what we give them in love, what we teach them in education, and what we lend to them in patience and tolerance that they will return to us in the dream of the future. So I send this out to my grandmother, Sue, down in Houston, Texas. I'm a backseat driver from America. They drive to the left on Falls Road, and the man at the wheel's name is Seamus. We pass a child on the corner, he knows. And Seamus says, "No, what chance is that kid got?" And I say, "From the back, I don't know." Says it's barbed wire at all of these exits. There ain't no place in Belfast where a child can go. 'Cause it's a hard life, it's a hard life, it's a very hard life. It's a hard life wherever you go. And if we poison our children with hatred, then a hard life is all that they'll know. There ain't no place in Belfast where a child should go. Cafeteria line in Chicago. That man in front of me, he's calling black people trash to his children. But he's the only trash here I see. And I'm thinking this man wears a white hood in the night when his children should sleep. But they'll slip to their window and they'll see him, and they'll think that white hood's all they need. 'Cause it's a hard life, it's a hard life, it's a very hard life. It's a hard life wherever you go. And if we poison our children with hatred, then a hard life is all that they'll know. There ain't no place in Chicago where a child can go alone.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is a song from my Flyer album that I wrote for the memory of Buddy Holly, and to all the Crickets, Sonny Curtis, Joe B. Malden, J.I. Allison, Glenn D. Harden, because this heart will always be theirs. This heart hears a telephone ringing, and this heart's gonna let it go. Hey, this heart knows the bell she's hearing on the telephone. This heart has heard your laughter. This heart has learned how to smile. Hey, this heart will be a true believer if you stay a while. This is a song by Sonny Curtis, J.I. Allison, Joe B. Malden, and Buddy Holly. Satterfield, Ron De La Vega, Doug Lancio, James Hooker. Thank you. I've kept Mr. McInerney back there on the congas to do this song with me. This is a song that was written by Steve Gillette and Tom Campbell. And it's a song we recorded 1.5 years ago for the second volume of Other Voices, Other Rooms. And we'd like to do it for you, especially here in Telluride and here in Colorado, because it was one of John Denver's first hits. Where the walker runs down into the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a young maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. She was the daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she. The sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. Now she was courted by young Vandermeer, and quite handsome was he, I am here. He brought her silver rings and lacy things, and they promised to marry before the snows fell that year. But her pony did stumble and she did fall. Her dying touched the hearts of us one and all. And young Vandy in his pain put a bullet in his brain. And they buried them together as the snows began to fall. Now they sing of Darcy Farrow where the Truckee runs through, and they sing of her beauty in Virginia City too. At dusky sundown to her name they drink around, and to young Vandy whose love was true. 'Cause where the walker runs down into the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a young maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. She was the daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she. She was the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the rain. Thank you, Telluride. We'll see you next time. Sam Bush and his extravaganza will be up shortly. God bless you.